watch and feel is the heartbeat of a nation. From 3:30 this afternoon, every puck, goal, point, block, hook, clash, roar, cut, whistle, gasp, cheer has history. History with a capital D. History of our DNA. History of our families. It goes back all the way to Cuchulainn. John Mullane, I love my country. Joe Connolly on the steps of the Hogan stand in 1980 when he said, young people of Galway, I love you. The All-Ireland hurling final between Galway and Waterford has never happened before. Throw-in is about to happen, and it's on. Wherever you're watching, 195 countries around the world watching this on GA Go. We hope you enjoy it. It's Galway, won the toss, playing from left to right. Gathering it first time is called Mannion, laying it off first, Joe Canning. Not marked once or twice, but indeed 3 times. Gets away from the shackles of the Waterford defence and moves forward and in front of the Cusack stand, puts it straight between the posts and over the bar.
Yeah, Marty, great start for Joe Canning. What an atmosphere. He used his strength there, he broke the tackle and over his shoulder, and we've seen that many times. That'll settle him. Just looking at Jonathan Glynn gone in full forward as we expected. Cathal Mannion's at centre forward, Joe Canning out in the wing. Few changes early on, and the ref going in here now. Is there a little bit of doubt maybe? I think there was a bit of a clash off the ball, Barry Coughlin and Jonathan Glynn just before the throw-in. A bit of pushing and shoving. It didn't look anything too serious, but the referee got...
The referee there just going down to Sean Bradshaw and Mickey Butler down at the Davin end. They're his umpires. Big day for this man, 38 years of age. A postman operating out of Thurles. His route is around Ballingarry. Good communication with his umpires, giving a little bit of warning to those 2 players. So where we go. Stephen O'Keefe with his first puck out of the All-Ireland hurling final, dropping it just on the Galway 45-metre line, picked up by Pádraig Mannion, laying it down for us Joe Canning. Good work here by Kieran Bennett. Made his championship debut against Cork in the semi-final and played well. Pass goes astray, picked up by Johnny Cohen. Played corner back, 2012 and 2015. Now midfield, what a run. Johnny Cohen from Loughrea, flicks it over the bar. It's a second point for Galway. Very impressive.
Yeah, Martin, what you see there is all the Waterford that's backing off. They're so obsessed with Mark and Rowe men. No one picked up Johnny Cohen. He's having a great year in the middle of the field for Galway, and that's a great piece of skill. And that ball was given away. Great touch by Kieran Bennett first of all, but then poked away, and the nerves evident from Waterford early.
Stephen O'Keefe giving it over towards his captain, Kevin Moore. Sign of the nerves, as Michael Duigan says. David Burke, the captain, giving it short. Crossfield ball. Coming forward at pace is Joseph Cooney, confronted by Dara Fives. Still Cooney, son of the legendary Joe. It's 3 very quick points in this All-Ireland final. We still haven't played 3 minutes here at Croke Park.
Marty, a brilliant start by Galway. Joe Canning again involved in everything so far. Brilliant diagonal ball, and Joseph Cooney just burned Dara Fives for pace there, and Dara Fives picking up Joseph Cooney, but it's all Galway so far.
Stephen O'Keefe wisely going a little bit short, giving a chance for the Dacia to settle a little bit. Here's Austin Gleeson. His performance will be crucial. Giving it back for his Clyde de Burka. Giving it into the centre, skidding along the surface. Jamie Barron unable to control it, and Galway go long on this occasion, dropping it in around the house. In comes Noel Connors, backward for the slipper. Here comes Clyde de Burka. Leaving it short, fires Dara Fives. Played so well in that All-Ireland semi-final. Giving it over for his Stephen O'Keefe. Ballygunnerman, changing the direction. Going long. Picked up on this occasion by Aidan Hart. Aidan, son of Josie from Gort in South Galway. Stephen O'Keefe pulled the brakes. He was coming out to meet it. Decided it was better for Noel Connors to gather it. He scoops it up. There was Johnny Glenn. This is Cathal Mannion turning. And listen to the roar. 4 chances. 4 opportunities. 4 striking in the slipper. Straight between the posts. Yeah,
Marty, you saw there the disadvantage. Aidan Hart picked up that ball. Not a great ball inside, but Conor Whelan used his strength to just whoosh Noel Connors off the ball. And then Johnny Glynn got the ball, quick little hand pass to Cathal Mannion, created the space and over the bar. And Waterford badly need a score to settle the nerves. 2008, they got a terrible bad start, and Kilkenny were out of sight after 15 minutes.
Worrying time for Derek McGrath. Once again, Stephen O'Keefe goes long. It's the first time that Waterford got inside the Galway half of the field. It's Kevin Moore, the captain, having a shot. Brilliant goal. What a response. He did it in the semi-final. He does it in the final. When you want leadership, when you want character, when you want something special, look to the De La Salle man, Kevin Moore.
Yeah, Marty, a brilliant ball by Brick Walsh. He got the ball, what he does over the years, laid it off. But Kevin Moore, what composure. He just picked the spot, stuck it in the corner of the net. A brilliant goal. And if you say if they ever needed Kevin Moore, what a leader over the last 12 years for Waterford. And that's brilliant, and that's what they needed.
That will certainly settle the nerves, because Galway looked awesome in the opening 3.5 minutes or so. Now they're getting more stuck in the dish. Waterford with possession, giving it over first. Dara Files, wonderful block down on this occasion by Joseph Cooney, skipping it into the middle. Out comes Ty de Burka, calling for it is the pig farmer from Turin. Shane Files gathering it, has to work himself out of trouble. Gathering it in turn is Shane Bennett, using the hand pass, and Waterford begin to get a little bit of momentum with the Bennett brothers. Into the centre, scooping it away is David Burke, trying to knock it into the path of right corner back Adrian Toohey from Baha. Here comes Pádraig Mannion. Mannion going forward, big chase by 3 Waterford players, including Austin Gleeson. Lovely hook by the Mount Sinai man. It's a real blistering pace, lovely skill, great stick work, great wrist work by Conor Whelan. No free, no opportunity, gives it back for Conor Coney. The umpire looks at raising a white flag. 5 real opportunities, 5 points by Galway.
And Marty, 2 massive features of the game so far. No frees. Fergal Horgan's letting the game flow. He's not stopping for every little thing. And Galway 5 out of 5, as you said. Their teamwork up front incredible so far.
Breaking ball picked up by Ty de Burka. Going long up for his Michael Brick Walsh, but accurate. With him is John Handry. Stradbally man, twisting and turning, trying to get inside the cover of the left corner back. Good work on this occasion. Oh, Kevin Moore came in with a thundering challenge. The referee blows his whistle, and I think he's right.
Yeah, well, the first thing there, no support whatsoever for Brick Walsh, no one within 30-40 yards. And watch this, Kevin Moore. John Hanbury was just bent down over, came in with the shoulder.
It's the 6th minute of the All-Ireland hurling final, and there is a standing ovation which has been organised by the people of Galway in salute of Tony Keady. We all stand up. The 6th minute because he wore the number 6 jersey in the 1988 All-Ireland final. A beautiful gesture for a great man. Back into the action, it's Ty de Burka, scooping the ball, giving it along, dropping it into the middle of the field. Breaking ball, waiting for it cleverly on this occasion. And look at the space for David Burke. There's an opportunity here. David Burke with ease puts it over the bar. Johnny Cohen, Joseph Cooney, Joe Canning, Conor Cooney, Cathal Mannion and David Burke all scoring points from play.
Yeah, look at the room he has with all the defenders Waterford have. And John Hanbury has an impressive start over there on Michael Brick Walsh. Good, great ball, just a composure to look up and pick out David Burke.
6 scoring opportunities so far for Galway. 6 points. Nice pick up on this occasion by Pádraig Mannion. Giving it back fires Dara Fives, keeping it along the wing in front of the Hogan stand. In comes Shane Bennett, scooping it up. With him is Adrian Toohey. Good defending. Referee felt, however, that there was an infringement, despite Guy Burke was coming away with the ball. It is a free in for Waterford, just outside the 20-metre line.
I thought that was good defending by Adrian Toohey. No, I thought Pádraig Mannion was fouled before that. He went down on the ball further out the field, but I didn't see a whole lot in that.
That looked to me, Michael, as a legitimate challenge.
Yeah, no, Adrian Toohey, very tight man marker. No matter what a start to the game, Galway are absolutely on fire. We talked about the midfield battle all week. Johnny Cohen and David Burke dominating so far, but Kevin Moore still got away to stick that ball in the net. And very open, fast game. And I think Waterford will just be happy. That little break in play, a chance here now for Pádraig Mannion, an easy enough free for him, quality free taker, and close the gap to 2 points if he pops it over.
On his way to Croke Park, he scored 39 points. And this one is his 40th in the championship journey to Croke Park.
And I'm surprised, Marty, Johnny Glynn, I thought he might pick up Ty de Burka and try to leave Barry Coughlin loose, but Burka is sitting right back there in front of him, and he's not really a feature because he's sitting so deep.
Flicked away, Michael Brick Walsh. Little shimmy on this occasion by Kieran Bennett, sending it in towards Jake Dillon. Dahi Burke gone back to pick up the hurling. Jake Dillon sending this in, and that is The linesman at the far side, we were looking at the umpires, but it's the linesman, Colm Lyons from Cork, that felt that the sitter had gone out over the sideline, so it's a line ball for Galway.
Great catch by the umpire as well, Marty. Watch it here.
Aidan Hart going to take this sideline cut. Doesn't get too far with it. Michael Brick Walsh battling hard there. In comes Jamie Barron. Jamie that steps away from the challenge. Real bundle of energy. Nice stick work. Laying it back. Well pulled on this occasion into the centre towards Joseph Cooney. Shane Fives available. Flicks it over. Forrest Kevin Moore. Kevin Moore on the 45-metre line. 1 goal, 1 point for Kevin Moore. He is, as I mentioned before, the leader of this particular Waterford side.
Yeah, we have to credit Shane Fives again there, and there's good composure on both teams now. Both teams settling in, but Shane Fives, had the intelligence to look up and pick out Kevin Moore, and he sticks it over the bar.
Colm Callanan goes for distance. Coming across is Shane Fives. Hand passing it back. It's Kieran Bennett. Good block again by Galway. Bennett gets the rebound. Nice stick work, but there are too many maroon and white jerseys there. Michael Brick Walsh is operating in that area as well. Once again, the linesman indicates that it's a sideline ball. This time it's going to Waterford. Well, it really was a blistering start at 3:30.
Absolutely, and you have to credit Waterford after 11 minutes back to a point. They really shook early on, but great touch again there by Jamie Barron.
Nice sideline cut by Austin Gleeson. Ball is dropping in, but the ball is gone to the left and wide. It's Waterford's first wide this All-Ireland final. Jamie Barron has been outstanding so far, and his performance again will be crucial. Colm Callan again going for distance. Cathal Mannion battling hard, so too Jonathan Glenn, but it's Jamie Barron that comes away with it. Dahi Burke, Turlock Moorman into the centre, Faris Garrod McInerney. Coming forward is Cathal Mannion. Little jink by his brother Pori. Back to the brother. Good play, middle of the field, he's going for the score. It's looking good from here. It's his second point. Cathal Mannion is the man.
Yeah, and credit again, we're talking about the assists so far. Pádraig Mahoney picked them out, but Cathal Mannion's movement, and that's what Galway are going to try to do. They're trying to not puck that ball into Tadhg Burke, who's free, and they're trying to create the extra man out the field. So far, 7 from nearly 7 chances. Great start.
Batted down, fires Johnny Cohen. Stephen O'Keefe had options available with that puck out to go a little bit short, which would seem to be a better strategy in this early stages of this match. Referee has had enough of this. He's going to give a throw ball just between the 45 and 65 metre line. Dara Fives with Jonathan Glenn. Good hands. Farrell's Joe Canning hitting it beautifully, perfect, straight between the posts and over the bar. 2 points for Joe Canning, 2 points for Cathal Mannion.
Yeah, and that's what Johnny Glynn brings. Look how quick he wins that hard ball, and straight away he feeds it to the man. He knows his limitations. He was going to get hooked if he tried to puck it. A lovely little short hand pass. That's 2 great assists by Johnny Glynn so far.
Again, Stephen O'Keefe goes long, picked up by David Burke, under pressure from Kevin Moore. Good work by Aidan Hart, confronted by Jake Dillon. Hart into the centre, over for his left corner back John Hanbury. Gets it out of the defensive zone. Nice work and nice pick up indeed by Conor Cooney. Looking around, take corner forward in the semi-final, full forward in the final. Lovely stick work, brilliant play. Conor Cooney joins the band of Galway hurlers now on 2 points. Canning, Mannion, Cooney. That's
a magic score, Marty. Look at that skill, to just have that confidence in your own ability to take it off the hurl like that. And Galway forwards on fire. They have been opened up for that goal, but outside that, very comfortable around the half-back line as well now. And I think Waterford haven't done that much hurling. They'd be happy enough to be only 4 points behind.
Puck out was aimed at Austin Gleeson, picked up by Kevin Moore. Laying it back for his Dara Fives. Dropping in around Shane Bennett. Plenty of Galway defenders there. No great threat to the tribesmen. John Hanbury combining with Dahi Burke. Tadhg de Burke waiting for it, flicking it over into the space to Austin Gleeson, front of the Hogan, gives it an almighty puck of the ball, but it's gone to the left and wide for Waterford's second wide.
Yeah, Austin has been picked up by Garrett McInerney. He drifted away from, that's what he does. Tadhg de Burke looks to pick him out a lot in matches, and you know, we all know what Austin, he hits the odd one wide, but he can score 5 or 6 as well, and Waterford will need him to be more involved in the game.
Puck up by Colin Callanan, gathered superbly by Joseph Cooney, flicks it into the centre towards Johnny Cohen, comes back to Joseph Cooney. Oh, great brave blocked on by Pádraig Manning. Waterford having to work very hard. A little slick hand pass, not once but twice. Over for Kieran Bennett, giving it in towards the brother Shane, getting inside the cover of Adrian Toohey. Not for very long. Toohey recovers. Still Shane Bennett looking around to see who's arriving. Has to go straight across towards the Cusick stand. Conor Cooney intercepts and gives it plenty of air. Tadhg de Burke was coming forward, knocked away by Noel Connors, trying to give the flick hand pass. Big physical presence, and that is gone just to the right and wide off the stick of Joe Canning.
Yeah, good tackle there by Joe Canning. Big hit there, and you know, maybe had a little bit more time than he realised. He could have settled, I think, and put that one over the bar. Just interesting there, when there is a bit of pressure put on both sides, they're pucking that ball away. No support there for Shane Bennett. We saw Brick Walsh isolated before, and Conor Cooney could have used that ball better. We're back in play.
Stephen O'Keefe to Tadhg de Burke, dropping it in around the Galway hops, picked up by Pádraig Manning, coming forward. Still Pádraig Manning catches up with him eventually. Mannion drives it in long. Tadhg de Burke is in there. David Burke is there as well. Tadhg de Burke playing well as that sweeper down far as Jamie Barron gets by the initial challenge, uses the short grip so he can't be hooked into the centre towards Michael Brick Walsh. Joe Canning chasing after it. Still Brick Walsh. Over first Pádraig Manning, just inside the Galway 65-metre line. It's blind between the posts and over the bar. Kevin Moran and Pádraig Manning, the only Waterford hurlers to score so far.
Yeah, but that's a great score. Started here by Tadhg de Burke making a great catch, and you know, again, Pádraig Manning had time to pick out a man. He poked it into Tadhg de Burke and they worked it up, and Brick Walsh again, brilliant work by him. Had a couple of heavy tackles and over the bar.
Fantastic catch by Kevin Moran. Jamie Barron gets in the way. He has to release it. Intercepting was Conor Whelan, but Waterford have the slipper once more. Austin Gleeson going the wrong way initially, giving it back. Whereas Kieran Bennett driving it in towards that full forward line. Needs a lot of ball. Jake Dillon laying it back for Michael Walsh. Michael Walsh pretends to go right, then goes left. Nice little jink. John Hanbury stays goal side. Here comes the brick. Front of the Cusick stand. On the sideline. Straight between the posts. White flag raised.
Well, we've seen some great scores in the match so far, and that's up there with the best of them. What a score. There was only 2. It's all poked out again. Pádraig Manning on the ball. Long ball in.
Colin Callanan to Pádraig Manning, dropping it in around the house again. Knocked away on this occasion. Kieran Bennett is the first to react. Gives it back versus goalkeeper. Stephen O'Keefe cleverly knocking it away. Over for Shane Fives. Cuts inside into the centre. Needs a little bit of support. The pass goes astray. Tadhg de Burke is there to vacuum it up. Looks around to see who's available. Has to float it up into the sky to drop it down into the Galway half of the field. Good work on this occasion by Adrian Toohey. Getting by the first and the second challenge. Being chased by Shane Bennett. Lays it off first. The Galway captain David Burke into the centre first. Adrian Toohey. Will he score? He will send it to the left and wide. But great tenacity, great determination, and the number one rule for any cornerback is to get in front of your man.
Yeah, he was out well, but I think he should have passed it a lot earlier. David Burke was loose in front of him. He took another few yards out of the ball, and by the time Burke got it, he was under pressure.
Short puck out this time, far as Barry Coughlin. Aiming again for Jake Dillon. Johnny Cohen trying to gather it up. He has the sliotar in hand. Loughreyma sending it down the centre. Conor Whelan battling for it. Picked up on this occasion by Shane Fives. They're beginning to find their rhythm slowly. Shane Bennett skips away from good old McInerney, but not for very long. Bennett under pressure. Great work, good old McInerney. His dad, Jerry, who wore the famous white boots back in 1987-88, is in the stand and would love that. Ball is dropping down. Tiger Burka somehow managed to collect it cleanly. Lays it off into the centre. Gets the old 1-2. And it's Tiger Burka that comes away with it. Then it drops it into the Galway half of the field. Galway defensively very strong. Aidan Hart sending it into the centre. Pass, not a great one, I have to say. And it comes away with it is the St. Thomas's man from the Peterswell area, David Burke, and the ball goes out over the end line and wide. When it looked wide, I think the crowd thinking that Stephen O'Keefe knocked it out for a 65.
I wonder did he knock it out himself, but Galway not using the ball as well as they did earlier on. Here's the ball in now from David Burke. Save has probably gone wide, okay, and pucked out again quickly. The puck outs are happening very, very fast, and that's Johnny Cohn there just knocked it out over the line. But I think Galway, Marty, not using the ball early on. The first 10-12 minutes they were picking out their men, but now they're pucking the ball long. Waterford are drawing them in, putting more pressure on out the field, and Tiger Burke is picking up an awful lot of ball over the last 6 or 7 minutes and using it very well.
Well, when you consider, Michael, the start that Galway got, at 20 minutes they'll be disappointed to only be 2 in front.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, it's a funny game. Waterford are winning a lot of hard ball up front. Jake Dillon has won a few 50-50, so has Brick Walsh. Sometimes they're lacking support, but they're happy enough they're hanging in there.
Derek McGrath looks focused, less concerned than what he was in the opening 5 minutes. Sideline ball is cut in. Plenty of maroon and white there available, including Dahi Burke. Sends it out into the right half forward position towards Joseph Cooney. And Galway come away with it again from the Waterford 65. Is that going all the way? It is. David Burke with his second point of the game. Coming into this match, he scored 4 times, and he certainly is a man that's on form.
Well, he had a dip in form against Tip. He's normally so consistent, so brilliant in the middle of the field, and he's having a stormer so far today. So
too is this man, Kevin Moore, already contributing a goal and a point. Ball is dropping in. Shane Bennett underneath it. There's a touch. There's a goal. Shouldn't really have been allowed from a Galway perspective, but somehow Shane Bennett got the touch. The Ballysaggart man got the vital interception. Was there a touch? There seemed to be.
A little touch, but a huge mix-up there. Went straight in from Kieran Bennett, I think. It bounced in. Colin Callan didn't come for it. You watch here. And he went to catch it and missed it, and Adrian Toohey had held Shane Bennett off. Bad mistake by Galway, but it's in the back of the net. It's on the scoreboard.
Down in Waterford, look at the reaction in the Apple Market in the city centre. Well, Shane Bennett might have gotten the credit initially, but we'll have to look at that replay again.
It's one of the Bennetts anyway. They can fight about it tonight, but and here's Maurice Shanahan in very early.
Maurice Shanahan coming in very early, Michael. So he's going to come on, and the man that's going off is Shane Bennett. We would expect Maurice Shanahan to come on sometime in the second half, but not quite now. But obviously Shane Bennett has picked up an injury.
Yeah, Shane Bennett looked very disappointed there. You can see it in his face. Obviously went over in his ankle there. Went through, and he followed it in very well. And bad mistake by the Galway defence, but it's on the scoreboard now for Waterford.
Level for the first time in Croke Park. Waterford slow to settle. Galway steaming forward initially, but certainly a halt to their gallop has now been produced by Waterford, and under pressure it's the 4th wide of the game for Galway.
Yeah, and what Waterford are doing is they're congesting the whole middle of the field, and they've loads of room inside their own full forward line. Even though Galway have the extra defender, there's a little bit of hesitancy there, and you could see that with that goal and a couple of other times so far. Not sure which man to go for the ball.
Disappointment for Shane Bennett, only 20 years of age, one of the youngest on this Waterford side. Hit a fair shoulder. Good road back in Ernie. Good play by Waterford, I have to say.
Yeah, a serious hit there by Austin Gleeson, and we saw Gareth McInerney had a clash with Pádraig Maher the last, and he flattened him, but not this time. Gleeson, the big man, and he held his ground, and that's important.
Gleeson going a little bit short, trying to find Michael Walsh. Michael Brick Walsh trying to scoop it up. With him is John Hanbury, still going forward. Good work by Pádraig Mannion. And the Haska Cohenna man doing rather well at number 5.
This goal was first free after first, I think, offensive free after 24 minutes, and it's 100 and odd yards from the goals. So it shows you the discipline of Waterford, and Joe's come out an awful long way. This is a long way even for someone with Joe's striking ability.
He's just outside his own 45-metre line, as you can see now. Slither is going to drop in around the house. There's a connection, but on this occasion it's Dara Fives who's available. Keeps it down the Cusack stand side. Maurice Shanahan gets his first touch in the 2017 All-Ireland final. Loses out due to the hard work of Carl Mannion. Kieran Bennett might well be taking the credit. Either way, it was a Bennett that scored a goal in this All-Ireland final, a second for Waterford. Crossfield ball. Noel Connors currently being held back. He's trying to show to the referee. Hand passes it away. Shoulder by Austin Gleeson. Blocked by Austin Gleeson. Ball knocked away, and it literally almost went out over the sideline. Jake Dillon is in there. In comes Austin Gleeson again, becoming more involved, doing the hard work. Tremendous tenacity by Waterford, but equally matched by Garrod McInerney. Giving it back fires Aidan Hart. Oranmore Mary and Gort combining. Comes back fires Tadhg de Burka. He won Harty Cup in All-Ireland colleges with Dungarvan colleges many years ago. Will be 23 on the 19th of September. Can he celebrate an All-Ireland senior medal by then? Maurice Shanahan is battling hard, surrounded by Dahi Burke. John Hanbury trying to scoop it out as Michael Brick Walsh. The referee is patient. We wait for the development. And the referee eventually says that it's a free. It would appear that he's giving a free to Galway, judging by his hand signals there.
Frantic, Marty. Game's gone a bit scrappy, you have to say, the last few minutes. You see a lot of players, few players down injured. There was a clash off the ball, and Conor Whelan, Jonathan Glynn being well held. Now Conor Whelan, Noel Connors all over him, and Conor Whelan such an influential player so far in the championship.
Let's go down to the sideline for some reaction from Donald O'Grady.
Yeah, Marty, I'm just looking at Galway there. They seem very comfortable to be, knocking the ball in from halfway over the line or over the bar and delivering from their half-back line. But I think if they really want to make a dent in this All-Ireland final and in the Waterford defence, they have to run a bit more at Waterford, change their tactics, get the ball in low and run at them. That's the only chance. And those two goals that Waterford got have shifted the momentum towards the Dacia.
Neil Donoghue will be so disappointed to have conceded 2 goals, as you say, Donald. It's interesting statistic for you. Waterford have scored 2-4, 2-3 from play, while Galway's 10 points, all coming from play. So,
Pádraig Mahony's only hit 1 free, and Joe Canning hit 1, and as you said, was back in his own half-back line. So very, very few fouls.
Here comes Michael Brick Walsh. Oh, it's floating in. Does it have the accuracy? The umpire says no. Wide ball. 3rd wide of the match for Waterford. 27.5 minutes gone. The tension palpable even at this early stage. Waterford waiting for an All-Ireland title since 1959. Galway since 1988. Going back to help out his defence is Jamie Barron under pressure from Conor Cooney. Shane Hives had it momentarily. He has it again. Trying to burst out. The referee and the linesman having a consultation on their walkie-talkies there, and the decision is to go west with this particular sideline cut. Joe Canning coming here.
Sorry, Marty, I see Jonathan Lynn gone to centre forward now, and Barry Coughlin has followed him out, and David Burke has gone in around the full forward line, which is unusual. Dara Fives is picking him up.
Joe Canning settling this to his satisfaction. He'll be 29 on the 11th of October. As the ball comes in, will he be an All-Ireland medalist at that stage? What about that? That's his 3rd sideline cut of the championship campaign.
That's a massive piece of skill, and that's the wrong side for a right-handed hurler. If you like this side of the field, it's easier to curl it in, but that's a brilliant piece of skill. He cut that in over the bar, and Joe having a very influential first half. Waterford going to short one again to the Burke. They're picking him out brilliantly, Stephen O'Keefe is.
Very accurate fuck out by Stephen O'Keefe down towards Tadhg de Burka. And I have to say, Michael, the short fuck out seems to work better for the Waterford side.
Absolutely. De Burka is such a great hurler, Marty. He's so sure on the ball, and again a brilliant ball from down in front of Jake Dillon, and Adrian Cloughey in over his shoulder, and another chance now for Pádraig Mahony.
Considering the way Galway started, Michael, and the way Waterford have responded, we can just talk about Waterford for a moment. Psychologically, they must be very confident, or not very confident, more confident.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they'll be delighted. They had a very, very shaky start. I know that the last goal was a soft goal, but they've stuck in, and they'll love this. They'll want to keep it tight, get it down to the wire, and put a few doubts into the Galway mind. Galway have lost a couple of Ireland last. The experience of that's over the bar. They have the experience of losing those, but still the baggage is there. And Waterford, only Kevin Moran and Brick Walsh here from 2008. So, interesting now psychologically, and Waterford draw match again.
Level for the second time in Croke Park. Pádraig Mahony getting his 3rd point of the game. Colm Cannon again goes long. Comes first Conor Whelan. Under a little bit of pressure. Is that going over the bar? Fantastic. Great score. Got a corner forward.
And that's the first chance he got. A lovely little flick on there. I think it was by David Burke. And that's the first puck of the ball Conor Whelan has got. Noel Connor's been living in his pocket. And but that just shows the confidence he has and the year he's been having. And now Noel Connor's down injured, and they'll be very concerned about that. Both benches very forward orientated. Not very much defensive cover on either bench.
Noel Connors from the Passage Club. Twice an All-Star in his career so far, back in 2010 when he first emerged onto the team, and then again 2 years ago.
Yeah, he's been a brilliant player, Mark.
He's been outstanding.
Brilliant player, brilliant person, and he looks down. He is one tough nut, and if he's down injured, he's hurt, and there's no doubt about that. I didn't see what happened. It was just...
Well, it's in the DNA because his dad, Noel, played for Waterford in the 1970s. And certainly a man that in his 8th championship season, if he was to go off injured in this All-Ireland final, he seems to feel that he's okay. After Brendan McCann there, making sure that his cornerback is okay. We didn't see the collision, but something obviously happened because Noel Connors doesn't go down too easily. Meanwhile, the ball is pucked out into the Galway half of the field. Michael Brick Walsh has the slither. Decides to give it back, fires Dara Fives, looks around, gives a shot. Joseph Cooney anticipated and intercepted, and away goes Cooney. He's already scored once. Is this going to be a second? It sails between the posts. The Sarsfields man, very sharp, really worked hard for the score, and he took it with style and aplomb.
Yeah, he's having a great year for Galway this year. He's really come of age. He's been around the panel a few years, and he's always been a very important member of the panel. But this year, he's been brilliant, especially in the big games, and getting some great big scores.
Stephen O'Keefe, when he goes long, Waterford seemed to have trouble getting the breaking ball. Tadhg de Búrca left it behind him momentarily, but lovely wrist work. Giving it into the centre. Again, Waterford just seem to be doing better when they play it short. Dara Fives back first, Tadhg de Búrca. Now he will go long. 1 against 2 up here. Ball is dropping in. Colm Cannon has the situation under control. Gives it out to Aidan Hart. Aidan Hart looking around for options. Up front, lots of players making diagonal runs, but none of them in space. Good work again by Shane Fives, who's playing rock solid at number 2. Michael Brick Walsh steps away from the challenge. Being chased on this occasion by Joe Canning, trying to knock it away from him. Michael Brick Walsh again. Even when he was on the ground, you find it difficult to stop him. He's still there and he's still battling away. In comes Maurice Shanahan. Ball very close, as you can see, to the sideline. Still the referee allows it to continue. It's a bit of a mad scramble, and eventually the referee blows the whistle and says this is going to be a throw ball.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone better than Brick Walsh at winning the ball in the crowd. He's unbelievable, the amount of balls he comes up with in the tight, and Joe Canning covered a lot of ground to get back to him. And Galway, look at the Galway forwards. Conor Whelan is out there, Joe Canning, Conor Cooney, all back in their own half back line.
Ball is thrown in. Michael Brick Walsh, who started the move initially, manages to hand pass it back. His work rate is phenomenal. Great vision by Pádraig Mahony. First Jamie Byrne. Good interception by Dahi Burke. Good play by the Turlough man. Minor All-Ireland in 2009. Club football with Corofin in 2015. Under-21 All-Ireland medalist as well. That's a star player, Dahi Burke. Ball into the centre for Stephen O'Keefe. He's about to be challenged. He gets it away. 1, 2, 3 Waterford players available. Austin Gleeson, Mount Sinai, gathers it. Knocks it away. Waiting for it is Jamie Barrett. Unmarked momentarily. It's on its way. The sliotar flies over the black spot. Jamie Barron's first point in this All-Ireland final.
Yeah, and I think great discipline there by Austin Gleeson. You know, we know he loves his shot from distance, but Jamie Byrne was in a better position. He just played a simple ball to him, and Jamie drilled it over the black spot.
This time Galway goes short. Aidan Hart comes away with it, dropping it into space. Dara Fives not gathering it cleanly, but going back is the time. His keeper comes out. Once again, Stephen O'Keefe under a little bit of pressure. Underneath this, the Road McInerney is waiting for it. Dan Shanahan has already decided that it's going to be a line ball for Waterford, but more important, Bodo Dwyer for Carlow has decided it. 3 minutes of additional time just going to be announced in this first half. Sides have been level twice after a whirlwind start by Galway. Waterford eventually pulled the brakes on their opponents and found their rhythm. Dan the man watching. Jamie Barron cutting it into the centre. There's a knock on Porrick, which to me looked accidental, to be honest with you, but the referee is giving a free, and there's a bit of afters going on. Referee Fergal Horgan is having none of it, and he's right. He's going to have a word with John Hanbury for that challenge.
Yeah, there was a little flick there. I think it was totally accidental. I don't think it was a yellow card, but it, in a bit high, and the ref was given the free.
Yellow card for the left corner back from Rahoon, Newcastle. Binor All-Ireland winner 6 years ago. Meanwhile, Porrick is getting some attention. He's only 24 years of age. Fine hurler. Won Harty Cup and All-Ireland colleges in De La Salle, where Derek McGrath was the manager back then, and his teacher, his English teacher. There is a bond, there is a relationship between all these players. Starts at schools, continued on, may I say, as well with Waterford IT. You put that chemistry together and you get what you see here. The Daisha in an All-Ireland final.
I hope he's recovered from this. I just see it sometimes a free taker gets a knock, he can miss the free when he goes and takes it. Sometimes no harm for maybe someone else to step up and take that one.
Ballygunners, Porrick taking the free.
No problem too. No.
He drives it wide. And Michael Geigen, you were right.
I've seen it so often over the years, at club level, at county level. You get a knock like that, you're unsettled, and just that timing is out that little bit, and there's little things that can make a difference.
Past the 36th minute, we're on the 37th now, as Porrick again gets involved. Referee allowing the play to continue on, and queuing up in Waterford to gather the slither. Good work again by Jamie Barron. Such a sweet hurler, great whistle. Brick Barron on its way over the bar. What a combination.
Yeah, and Marty, you mentioned a few minutes ago about Waterford and their psychological. You can see them really settling into the game now. They look to be moving that bit better. The nerves are gone. That's a great little bit of interplay between Brick and Jamie Barron. Brick was so selfless, and Jamie Barron full of energy, and that's another super point. And
a level for the third time in Croke Park.
Yeah, Shane Fives arguing he was being pulled. You watch there, clear jersey pull there, and a good call by Fergal Horgan.
Free end for Galway on the stroke of half time, I'm sure. And Waterford would have been a little bit happier to draw a level. He's listening attentively.
Porrick Lodge on
RT Radio 1, we hope.
That was a bit of indiscipline. This is Joe's first scoreable free. He took one in his own half back line. They'd be disappointed with that. There was no danger there, and Joe doesn't generally miss these ones.
Joe Canning going for his 4th point of the game. Never in any doubt. And the men from Connacht should go in at the break leading by 1.
And Marty, just a quick hello. Liam Cosgrave, the former Taoiseach, he's in hospital in Tala. He was here in 1930 for the All-Ireland final. Born in 1920, he's 97 years of age. He's a big hurling fan. He went to school in Carron and Galway. Just to wish him all the best, he's in hospital out in Tala.
3 times the sides were level in this opening half. Galway started in a blitz. 5 points, one after the other. Then Kevin Moran got a goal after 4 minutes, and then Kieran Bennett got a second, we think, after 22. If he didn't, his brother got it. 3 times level. Half-time score. Galway, 14 points. Waterford, 2-7. A thriller in store. Don't go away. We'll be right back after the break.
Littlewoods Ireland, proud sponsor of the GAA Hurling Championship.
We have reached the halfway point in the 2017 All-Ireland Hurling Final. Galway leading Waterford by a single point. It is 14 points to 2 goals and 7 points. And the way that first half has been going, Henry Shefflin, various fellas are looking just to check when the replay might be.
Yeah, no, it's very
23rd of September, by the way.
All right. No, it's very tight. Like, you know, we spoke beforehand about the terms of engagement, who was going to set the tone. Galway started very well, and you were kind of there, what's going to happen with Waterford?
Then we talked about leaders. Brick Welch wins a breaking ball. Kevin Moore runs off his shoulder, gets a goal. And those experienced players must have said to the younger lads, no panic. We're here. We're going to stick to our game. And after that, it's been nip and tucks. And we used to say in the dressing room beforehand, play the referee.
Yes.
And Fergal Horgan is letting the game flow.
He certainly is.
So because of that, you can get very, very tight to your man. It might be a little puller or dragging defender, but he's letting it flow. And Waterford are very good. Defensively, they're very strong. They're very tight. Barry Coughlin, doesn't matter. He's in his face. We might say, is he suspect full-back? Absolutely not. And Jonathan Glynn hasn't got a sniff of him. And I think because of that, Waterford have played like they've played. Galway are probably thinking, we get some great scores, but there's no major flow in it. So it's as we started 35 minutes ago.
Absolutely. This is going to be down to the last few minutes, I think, before it's decided, if it's decided. Waterford scored 2 goals, or maybe more to the point, Galway conceded 2 goals even in that first half. First time, now Kevin Moran took this really well.
Yeah, he took it really well, and I guess we spoke beforehand about, Galway being able to hold their shape, and I guess, we felt that not getting Dahi Burke off the edge of the square was going to be critical for them. And, Kevin Moore, that is a top-class finish, And to be honest with you, at that stage, I know there was only 5 minutes gone, but Waterford were sucking for air. They really were. All-Ireland final, nothing going. And look at the space that they managed to create. And, really, from a Galway perspective, Micheál Donoghue will be disappointed. He'll be cross over that, because you shouldn't have a situation. You should always have someone minding the house there. They all got sucked in, they all followed the ball, and he ran on, and it was a really, really good finish.
And if you look at it, Aidan Hart, who is the sweeper, who should be minding the house, he rushes out to get the ball. He's inside where he shouldn't be. He should be back on that 21-yard line protecting it. Nobody there, ball in the net.
Waterford get a second goal, and this, from a defensive point of view for Galway, this is a bit sloppery now.
Well, this will be a nightmare for Galway pass. This is nightmares of Galway pass with goalies making error. And Cullum is a brilliant goalie and a great lad in every way, but here his body position is all wrong. He's turned sideways when he should have his body in front of the ball, because really there was no touch when the ball came in, as far as we can see anyway. The ball came in, look at the way his body is turned to the side, instead of having his full body in front of the ball, and the ball goes into the net. So, 2 sucker punches like that, Galway in complete command. Now they have to go. Now is the test of character for Galway. Now they have to go and try and win the game again. They have been in this position so many times. In the Leinster final last year, the All-Ireland final 2 years ago, where they're really in the game at half-time. But now is the real test, because really they were in control. They have now lost control, and they have to regain it.
All right, we are headed for another break here on the programme, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, it is our All-Ireland hurling final competition. You could be heading to Chicago in style with a bag of money as well. See you again shortly.
Centra. We are hurling.
You got to hop in the 'cause we'll start falling, 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 'cause we'll start falling, 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 'cause we'll start falling.
We've teamed up with Aer Lingus, Ireland's only 4-star airline, to give you the chance to win a 5-night holiday to the Windy City, Chicago. You'll jet off in style with Aer Lingus business class service and be treated to a 4-star stay at the Sheraton Grand Chicago, located in the heart of the city. And to make it a trip stateside to remember, there's $5,000 spending money for your pocket too. For your chance to win, answer this. The city of Chicago is located in which US state? Is it Illinois, Alaska or Hawaii? To enter, call 15 17 71 71 82. That's 15 17 71 71 82, or text the word GAME followed by your answer and name to 57001. Calls from the Air network will cost €2.03. Calls from other networks may be higher. Viewers in the north can also text to 57001 or call the number on screen. You must be over 18 to enter. Lines will close at midday on Monday, September the 18th. Full details are on rte.ie/competitions, where the lucky winner will also be revealed.
Now, a reminder of the half-time scoreline. Galway leading Waterford by 14 points to 2 goals and 7 points. At the half-time break here in Croke Park, by the way, very nice tribute to Galway great Tony Keaty, and greatly appreciated by both sets of supporters. As you can see, both are applauding what they've just seen on the screen. And on that note, Galway are just about to come back out onto the field. What do we think now, gentlemen? Who's going to win it now?
Well, I think it's a big 10-15 minutes now. If we go back to the 2015 final, when Kilkenny, Galway had led at half-time, the next 20 minutes was 9 points to 2 to Kilkenny. So for the next 20 minutes, Galway need to say...
What did you feel, Henry, at that stage when you were playing Galway in that game? You were losing the match, so what was the thoughts?
Well, 2012 was where we were well behind. We were starting to come back. We got a bit of momentum, and we kind of knew ourselves we had to up and more. But Liam is right. You know, they were 4 points up against Kilkenny that 2015 final. Maybe they felt, Everton is grand for us. At the moment, they're definitely not feeling like that. I think they've gone in saying, what do we need to do? We need to up it. And we've all said beforehand, it's the hurt of losing All Ireland's. Well, now is the hurt. And we talked about leaders and everything like that. Now, in saying that, Waterford, the confidence they got, they scored 3-8 in the last 20 minutes of that semi-final. They blitzed Kilkenny near the end of the match as well. So they have great confidence. They believe we're tight, and we're going to explode. So it's up to the leaders now.
But you see, the problem there with Galway is they started off at a blistering pace.
It is.
Yeah.
And while it was a blistering pace, they got brilliant scores. They opened up the Waterford defence. Waterford love to slow you down and get you to play the game on their terms, which is slower, it's more methodical. It's like a soccer. You go nice and slow and then you make a burst. You know, so they cannot allow that. It's up to Galway now with unselfish runs and hard work rate to keep that pace up. And if they do keep the pace up, they can still win this game. But they are under real pressure right now.
The funny thing about it is that they're under pressure, and that's a very fair point, obviously. But they're winning the game by a point.
Yeah, and I think psychologically that's a big thing, because after all, they've done the most of the hurling in the first half. But even psychologically, to go in 1 point up, at least you're ahead. You'd still say, before the match, if we said we were a point up, we'd be happy. So psychologically, I think to be a point up is a plus for them.
All right, that's time to head back to the commentary box to rejoin Marty Morrissey and Michael Duignan.
Thank you very much, Michael. A full house was the sign that came up on the big screens just a short time ago. 82,300. That doesn't surprise me. It was impossible almost to get a ticket. Away we go, second half. Who's going to be celebrating in about 35, 40 minutes from now? Galway. Long time waiting since 1988. Waterford even longer. Way back in 1959. Paul is dropping in. In around the house is Maurice Shannon. Dahi Burke is with him. A little bit of assist from Adrian Tui. Here's Shannon. Colin Callanan goes down bravely, and back there is Pádraig Mannion. The reinforcements arrive just in time, and Mannion lays it off. Fires Garrod McInerney. Garrod under a little bit of pressure. Not one but two Waterford players. Austin Gleeson, Jake Dillon in there as well. Another mad scramble. Pádraig Mannion again throwing himself around the place bravely, courageously. He's such a fine hurler. Referee Fergal Horgan has blown the whistle, and he's going to give a throw ball. In comes Kevin Moore. It's the captain. Still going forward. He's gone past three of the Galway lads. Back there is Aidan Hart. In again comes Kevin Moore, now working hard without the ball. The tenacity, the determination of both of these teams is very impressive. Johnny Cohen, nice little bit of stick work. Gathers it up and gives it long. Clyde de Burke comes across. Gives it low. Over fires Dara Fives. Quick hands. Back fires de Burke again. Pulls the brakes. Turns around and lets fly into the Galway half of the field. It's game on now for this All-Ireland title. Michael Brick Walsh, the getting to know each other is over officially at half-time. Away comes Adrian Tui.
Yeah, he caught it 3 times. Good call by Fergal Horgan. Straight in, and Marty, you can see the pressure that Waterford are putting on. Galway are trying not to hit it long, they're trying to work it out, but the pressure that Austin Gleeson there, on at least 4 occasions in the game, he's dispossessed Galway men, and you just watch Tui. I think Brick Walsh might have been fouled there as well, but Tui burst out with this ball and caught it 3 times at this level. That's unforgivable.
Remember the scoreline: Galway 14 points, Waterford 2-7. This to level the match for the 4th time. 3 times level in the first half. And as we saw with our panel just confirming that Kieran Bennett was the scorer, that slither going all the way past Colin Callanan, which will disappoint this man in particular, Micheál Donoghue, in his 2nd year in charge. Pádraig Mannion stands over the slither, focused as always. Outside the 45, hits the ball straight between the posts and over the bar. His 4th point of the game.
Well, Marty, see Joe Canning now at centre forward. He spent the first half at left half forward. Johnny Glynn gone back inside. Conor Whelan, Conor Cooney, and just interesting to see now, can Joe get on more ball. Johnny Glynn struggling a bit. He had a couple of assists in the first half, but looking a bit rusty considering it's his first start in 2 years for Galway.
Nice pick up by Jamie Barron. Nice stick work again. Good hands. Look at that. Sharp. Focus. Giving it back to Dara Fives, who's also working hard. Ball up for Jake Dillon, who got the last touch. Linesman says Galway. Once again, the tension is palpable in Croke Park. I haven't felt that much tension, I suppose, in All-Ireland final in a long time, but there is almost an eerie silence when there is nothing happening. There is no cheering. Everybody focused on what's happening on the field, and indeed,
yeah, and the hurling is like that, Marty. It's stop-start. You know, there's an awful lot of nerves. It's just about getting over the line for whichever team can win this one.
Aidan Hart puts it in. Chasing after it is Conor Whelan. Got one chance, one opportunity. And he's going for his second, getting by Noel Connors and Tadhg de Burke. Still, the referee allows the advantage now, I think, has blown his whistle. And Conor Whelan, running at the Waterford defence, asks serious questions because he got past Noel Connors. Then it was Tadhg de Burke. There's the foul there, unquestionably. Correct call.
Yeah, right call. And I think Gerard Lucknam was just saying it at half time that Galway have to do more of that if they want to win this. They have to use that pace up front, take them on. And Conor Whelan, you know, he is having a brilliant year, very strong. Had a great game for the under-21s, even though they were beaten last Saturday as well against Limerick.
Joe Canning with his 5th point in the match. And puts Galway just a little bit in front. 15 points to 2-8.
Yeah, and interesting, Austin Gleeson right up on the 21-yard line now. Garrett McInerney picking him up, and obviously the long puck out with a bit of wind, I think, with them is going to be a feature in the second half.
Puck out by Stephen O'Keefe. Or Shanahan is on the slither, cutting inside. Thought about giving a hand pass, got inside the cover and then drove it wide. And to be fair to Morris, as he was getting off the ground, he was apologising to Pádraig Mannion, who obviously said, lay it back. Morris didn't hear it, he went for the score. Just for the record, that's Waterford's 5th wide of the game. It's that close, nip and tuck. Jonathan Glenn played a bit of football in New York, in the Bronx, in Gaelic Park over the last 2 years. He's without a hurley at the moment. It comes for Jamie Barron. Jamie from 4 Mile Water. Lovely hands. And away goes Jamie. past the 45. Good old McInerney with him. He lays it back. Fires O'Mahony. O'Mahony from Ballygunner. And that's great play. 5 points for Pádraig Mahony. Created, produced by Jamie Barron. Finished by Pádraig Mahony.
Yeah, and Jamie Barron, absolutely brilliant this year for Waterford. Had a quite enough first 10 minutes, but he's after powering into the game. He scored 2 great points. And again, that selflessness that you take for granted from Jamie Barron. A brilliant point by Mahony.
Like so many players playing in this All-Ireland hurling final. Played Fitzgibbon Cup with University College Cork. Jamie Barron is one of those. Ball comes down for us. David Burke gives it back for us. Good old McInerney. The game beginning to sparkle a little bit. Cutting inside Joseph Cooney. Cutting into the space. But great, tenacious defending by Waterford. There is nobody at home. And Ty de Burka has all day long to perhaps even have a quick cup of tea as he drives it up into the Galway half of the field. In comes David Burke. The referee blows his whistle. Derek McGrath is concerned about Jake Dillon, who's not alone his team player for Waterford, but he's also his clubmate. As this is what happened with David Burke coming across on Jake Dillon. The referee blowing the whistle immediately, and he's giving a yellow card to the Galway captain.
Yeah, and proper order as well. No mistime tackle. He wasn't going to get there, and he still followed through. Caught Jake Dillon down top of the head, and probably lucky enough that it's only a yellow. But you saw Joseph Cooney there, Marty, just making this point. Galway are all coming out the field. There's no options inside, and Waterford just sucking them into the game plan. They're using the ball a lot better, playing it down the wings, creating that 50-50 ball again, and that's working for them.
And you know, Michael, if you're at club level, under 12s, minors, under 21s, you'll emphasise to every team, work, work, work. That is the secret of what Waterford are doing at the moment.
Yeah, and great athleticism as well around that middle of the field, with Kevin Moran and Jamie Barron in particular.
Pádraig Mahony
sliding it in over the bar.
Over the crossbar. Listen to the roar of the Waterford fans. They're beginning to believe again. Much better experience for them in this All-Ireland final than what they had 9 years ago against Kilkenny. They are producing a performance. Changes being made on the Galway side. Niall Burke is coming on for Jonathan Glenn. They are ready. It's welcome to the All-Ireland final. And while all that is going on, Adrian Toohey hand passes it over towards John Hanbury. Good work on this occasion by Conor Cooney, leaving it in low. Referee blows the whistle. Niall Burke was being fouled by Shane Fives, who were getting to know each other a little bit earlier. No doubt about the free.
Yeah, very clever ball there by Conor Cooney. You can see that he saw the move inside, and Shane Fives again out over Niall Burke, and ref having a word with the two of them as well. Since Niall Burke come on, they've done a lot of shouldering into each other. Just laying down a bit of a marker there, I think, Fergal Horgan.
3 times an All-Star, 2 All-Ireland minor, 2 under-21s. That's Joe Canning CV.
In the 4 club, Marty, would he swap them all for one of these? That's the question.
I think he would. Joe Canning hits it spot on, straight over the black spot. Sides level in Croke Park for the 6th time. Quick ball by Stephen O'Keefe, and it's dropped long into the Galway half. And oh, what about that? What about that for a catch? Guess who? It's Austin Gleeson. 6 against 6. McInerney against Gleeson. Still Austin Gleeson. Aussie. It takes 3 Galway men to stop it. Ball is loose and available. David Burke is in there. Jamie Barron chasing Aidan Hart. Aidan Hart, little jink to the left, and whips it down the field. Good wrist down towards Conor Whelan. Battle with Noel Connors. Whelan, little push on the passage man. Free to Waterford. 82,300. Let their feelings be known. Yeah, the decibel levels have gone up.
Yeah, first little bit of a Jezebel. What a catch by Austin Gleeson. And I have to say, I felt he was fouled after that. He went across the field, thought he was fouled. He didn't get the free in. And Noel Connors, I've mentioned him a load of times already, the man-marking job that he's doing on Whelan immense.
Ty de Burka dropping it in again. Maurice Shanahan knocks it down, goes back to Galway. In comes Aidan Hart, hefty shoulder. Aidan Hart goes down, comes back outside, use of the short grip, and it's whipped between the posts and over the bar. It is Pádraig Mahony's 7th point of the game.
Yeah, that's 4 from play. He's given Pádraig Mannion an absolute roasting over there on that wing. He's so clever. Just watch where he's positioning all the time. He's looking for that, standing out, letting other men go for the ball and picking up that loose one. A great ball by Maurice Shanahan out to him and a great score.
Colin Callan goes long, runs on for David Burke on a yellow card, but captain of the tribesmen, a leader from the St. Thomas's Club. His dad was manager of the St. Thomas's Club that won the All-Ireland back in 2013, one of 6 brothers. Steeped in hurling, loved their hurling in Peterswell. 45 minutes on the clock, nobody going away. This is going all the way to the wire. Picked up off the ground, John Hanbury. He tried to flick it up. Fergal Horgan saw it. Correct call, yet again.
You know, we've seen a couple of things. Look, that was so obvious. He still did it. Adrian Toohey came out, caught it 3 times. All-Ireland finals, you know, there's so much pressure on. You're going to make those sort of mistakes, and it's whoever can eradicate them. You saw the mistake for the goal. You know, Galway, that's a goal and 2 points that they've given away from very, very silly mistakes.
They're beginning to believe. Meanwhile, down the sideline, quick management conversation. Will we make a move? And on the field of play, Pádraig Mahoney concentrates on hitting the slither down into the Davin end for his 8th point of the match. Galway 17 points, Waterford 2-12. Colin Callan goes long, this time with the puck out, knocked away sweetly. Pádraig Mahoney giving the ball away on this occasion. Aidan Hart just took his eye off it. Jittery nerves. Gerard McInerney being challenged by Michael Brick Walsh. Lays it off as Johnny Cohn gets by first challenge. Heading for the second. Knocked away. Joseph Cooney. Passes going astray. Waterford playing with this tenacity. They're on a roll at the moment. And look at who's available. Where are the Galway defenders? It's the leader, it's the captain, it's Kevin Moore, and then he's driven it wide. He really had acres of Croke Park ahead of him. He should have kept going.
Well, a brilliant ball by Pádraig Mahoney. He picked him out, but look at the jitters, the nerves. I mentioned it there in the last few minutes. Galway there, Johnny Cohn runs through, gives away the ball, and great opportunity there for Kevin Moore, and he'll know better than anyone. That was a simple chance.
Again, Colin Callan goes long. 2 against 2. Comes far as Niall Burke. Can he make an impact since being introduced? The body language would suggest that he's happy with that. It's over the bar. Good score.
And this is what he can do, Marty. He's a streak player. If he gets on a roll, he's capable of putting 3 or 4 balls over the bar. That's a great score from out on the sideline. And he's won a free as well since he came on. Good, great substitution.
Waterford making further changes. We've seen it before. Brian O'Halloran is coming on, and the player that's going off is Jake Diller, who's played his part. He's worked hard.
Yeah, he's worked really hard in the system. You know, he knows what's coming, but he really has been selfless out there. And you see Brian O'Halloran, what pace this man has now, and this is what he brings. He brings a completely different dimension to the game, and this is a tactic of Waterford all year. Short ball, and O'Keefe will launch it right up into the square now.
It's dropping from the sky, dropping. Loose available ball, picked up on this occasion by John Hanbury. Goes long, goes straight down the middle. Goal Connors, Conor Whelan kicks it forward far as Niall Burke. Will he jink to the right? Will he go it alone? He'll tap it over the bar. He's only been on a couple of minutes, but Niall Burke from Ormore Mary has already made an impression.
Yeah, Conor Whelan very sharp there again. Just a little flick out. Waterford using this one again.
This time Galway put the pressure on, with the result that the ball is dropping just a little bit shorter than normal. There's a chop down. Fergal Horgan, the referee, spotting it. I have to say, I think Fergal Horgan is doing very well in the All-Ireland final.
I was just going to say, Marty, he's absolutely spot on. Every call he's made, you know, hopefully don't put the jinx on him now, and you know, but he's been very, very sharp. He let the game flow in the first half, only a couple of frees, but everything that he's pulled up has been a free.
Free going to be taken between the 45 and 65. Galway half of the field.
Yeah, I think Dan Shannon out having a word with Austin Gleeson. You know, he hasn't really been in the game. They need to get him on the ball. He hasn't scored, and you know, you'd imagine to win this they're going to need a couple of points from Gleeson.
He's going for it, and the slither is over the crossbar. Yeah, well into Hill 16.
Yeah, that's a great response by Galway. They went a point down, they've scored the last 3 points now to put themselves a couple of points up, and that's a great strike by Joe Canning.
2 points between the teams, 20 minutes to go in the championship of 2017. Dahi Burke beating Maurice Shannon and winning himself for free.
Yeah, and I think Waterford changed their tactic. They're tucking every ball down high. You have Dahi Burke, Gareth McInerney, very, very strong in the air. They're winning that breaking ball, and I thought when they were working the ball maybe out the wing with a shorter puck out in the first half and then playing it up the sides, it was working better for them.
And I presume, Michael, that's because of the presence of Maurice Shannon. Once he's in there, they're
trying to find him with the long one, but it's not working.
Colin Callanan, he was third choice goalkeeper back in 2012 behind James Cahill and Fergal Flannery. 3 years later, all-star goalkeeper 2015. Shane Fives got us that. Ty de Burke, a little bit too high, had to scoop it up, didn't foul. He's under a little bit of pressure here. Good work by Ty de Burke. Drops it down into the middle of the field. Nicely picked up by David Burke. Burke hits an almighty wallop of the slipper, and it's straight over the bar for his 4th point of the game.
Well, he's one of the great midfielders, Marty, of any era. And, one little blip against Tip, and there was a lot of people worrying about All-Ireland final day, captain of Galway, 4 points from play. What a leader he is today out there. Johnny Cohen won as well. The midfield battle, brilliant. Moran and Byrne having their moments as well. But Galway edging at the moment. 5 from play now from the 2 Galway midfielders.
The momentum seems to have swung from the sunny southeast up to the west. Now can Waterford, with Brian O'Halloran and Maurice Shannon operating up front, come back. Brian O'Halloran, what a fantastic point. That is a thing of beauty.
Well, it wasn't a percentage shot. I was going to say he's, maybe no support, but look at that, the confidence to do that. Game really opening up now. The last 4 or 5 brilliant scores from play. We've seen Niall Burke with a couple, David Burke, and now that one from Brian O'Halloran. That was badly needed. Galway, on a roll, and super score. Brian O'Halloran has made a massive difference in every game this year when he's come in.
2 points between the teams again. Joe Canning has picked up an injury, and there's a bit of concern in the middle of the field that he's only okay. Let's get down to the sideline to Donald. Donald Grading?
Yes, Marty, and I'm just looking at Galway there. They won the last few puck-outs from long-range puck-outs from Stephen O'Keefe. I think that they have an extra man in defence themselves, so I think Colin Callanan will have to hit him with the puck-outs and then work the ball from their half-back line to the half-forward and then run at Waterford. I think they'll get more touches there if they do that rather than just levelling the ball in, because Ty de Burke has been on the ball 5 or 6 times since the second half, and he's a big influence for Waterford.
The 16-man, the Waterford fans trying to get behind their team, trying to give them a lift with just about 17 minutes to go. Just 2 points between the teams. Well, we're going to make a change. That's Jason Flynn. That's going to be introduced. Another very tall man indeed, 6'5", going to be introduced as the ball dropping down. Picked up in this, or almost picked up by Kevin Moore. Galway had the jittery nerves about 10 minutes ago. Now it's Waterford's turn. Shane Fives again backens up. Ty de Burke throws the ball up into the air, goes for height so he can't be hooked or blocked. Falls down nicely for Porrickman. Does something similar. They're aiming for Maurice Shanahan. Burke got a touch to it. Here comes Morris. He's going to go for it. He's swung down and brought down by Aidan Hart. A free, dead straight in front of the goalpost, and I'm sure Fergal Horgan is going to have a word with the Cork man as well.
Porrickman, definitely Fowler. Porrickman again. First of all, the way he won the breaking ball, he read where it was going to break and then spotted the one-on-one inside. Morris did very well to hold his feet. Dahi Burke very strong in the air, but Morris broke it and won the free, and Aidan Hart is going to get a yellow now out of that.
Fergal Horgan, the referee, wants to have a word. There's a blood substitution going to happen as well. Obviously Garrod picked up an injury just a moment ago, and it's going to be Aidan Hart that's going to get the yellow card. That's the left half back. Joined Don Hanbury as well on the yellow card list.
You mentioned Jason Flynn, he's in there now as well for Cathal Mannion, and again a player with massive ability on his day. Great goal poacher, and interesting to see now if he can make the impact. And it's going to come down to it. It's down to the wire now. There's only going to be a point in it. What subs can make the difference and maybe swing this game?
Porrickman, he takes the free, takes the point. His 9th of the game. 1 point between the teams. 2-14 Waterford, 21 points Galway. Confirmation of the substitution that just happened. Carl Mannion off, Jason Flynn in. Waterford introduced Tommy Ryan, and Michael Brick Walsh is the player that's called ashore. What a legend this man is in the sunny southeast. 34 years of age. He's given it everything. Will it be enough to win an All-Ireland medal? It's now the turn of Tommy Ryan, a fresh pair of legs. 55 minutes, heading towards 56. Nipping in, Jason Flynn. First touch, first shot, first score.
That's brilliant anticipation. Just look at the way he picked that, how quickly he was on the move there. And this guy has everything, and there's another Waterford player down injured.
2 points between the teams again. Micheál O'Donoghue urging from the sideline.
And Marty, what's another factor here? The subs coming on are completely different players than the players going off. Michael Brick Walsh, strong, physical. John Hambry was on. Now John Hambry has a completely different challenge on Tommy Ryan. And the same with Niall Burke coming on Shane Fives, with Jason Flynn coming on. He's picking up Tadhg de Burka. And you'll be looking at, from a management point of view, should you be making a couple of changes in your defence to counter the different type of players that are coming on in the forwards? I certainly would be looking at that.
Kieran Bennett is the player that was down injured. It looks like he's okay. Derek McGrath has thrown the dice that we've become accustomed to. You can see him there, he's giving it everything. But he's thrown the dice of bringing on Maurice Shanahan and Brian O'Halloran and Tommy Ryan. That strategy has worked all through the championship journey. Breaking ball, picked up by David Burke. Adrian Toohey miscues, and Waterford have the possession. Shane Fives gives it over towards Tadhg de Burka. Loses in the sunshine. Jason Flynn knocking it back, whereas Joe Canning. Turn, the ball is blocked. Comes whereas Kieran Bennett. The call comes from Philip Manning. Galway working hard. Hand pass, back pass. It works. Over for Dara Fives in the middle of the field. Waterford struggling to find their rhythm. They need a score. They get a wide.
Yeah, wide ball. That was a great chance there for Dara Fives. We've seen them all during the championship landing those ones, and took them 5 or 6 passes to get the ball. Good work by Jason Flynn and Joe Canning, and Joe well blocked again. And Joe now gone into full forward. I'd say his knee is at him, and see will he get one chance maybe in there.
Shane Fives again trying to sweep the ball up here. Linesman is in there in the middle of it, and it looks like he's going to give a throw ball here. He's undecided. Referee now arrives, and he's going to sort matters out. He's been informed it is a throw ball.
Should have been a Galway ball. That can be, all these things can be crucial.
Well, it could work out that way. Here comes David Burke. Crossfield ball over towards Jason Flynn. Nipping in, Dara Fives. Vacuuming up Kevin Moore, trying to inspire his colleagues as the clock ticks towards the 59th minute. It's Tommy Ryan from Tallow, hitting it in from in front of the Cusack. My word, score of the game perhaps in the All-Ireland final 2017. Remember his name, Tommy Ryan.
And Marty, that's what I'm talking about. John Hambry hasn't had that threat all day. Look at that for a burst of pace by Tommy Ryan, and that's an incredible score. Off the ball, Joe Canning, Barry Coughlin, both of them on the ground there wrestling a minute ago. I'd say Fergal Horgan will have to go in now to sort that one out. And this is exactly what Derek McGrath would have planned for, to get it down to the last 10 minutes, be thereabouts. The impact of those subs, but Galway's subs have done very well since they come on as well. Intriguing, brilliant second half. The first half took a long time to get going, but this is tactical now.
It started deep inside their own half of the field. We were watching actually the incident as well. It was happening in the background. That's Barry Coughlin that's being spoken to, and it's a yellow card for the Ballygunner man, the Waterford full-back, pleading his innocence, but to no avail. Colin Callanan going to take the puck out again. Noel Connors and Mannion. There's a collision. They all fall down, but again it's Shane Fives bursting forward. He's giving it everything, Shane Fives. Needs to release the ball. And referee felt he was over-carrying.
I think he was fouled. I think he was fouled on the way out before that. You know, I think he was fouled on the way out, and to be fair, look, he was pulled back there, and I think a harsh, very harsh free.
It's about the only decision I've seen so far that I disagree with the referee, to be honest. But Shane Fives looked like he was being fouled, but the referee obviously was up close, had a better view. The free is for Galway, just inside the Waterford 65-metre line.
Yeah, all these calls are big. You know, the line ball there a minute ago, I thought it was a Galway ball. They didn't get it. That's what can happen.
1 point between the teams. 60th minute now passed. Joe Canning lifts and strikes and gets his 8th point of the game. Stephen O'Keefe goes short. Back pass is rather poor, I have to say. In comes Barry, comes the challenge, and Barry Coughlin from Conor Cooney. Referee says play on. Gathering it is Brian O'Halloran. Ball becomes loose and available, and once again it's John Hanbury. Switching play over towards Conor Cooney. Oh, great hands. No hurling. Gets it in. There's a chance here for Niall Burke. Waterford retreat. They're in there in their numbers, and they have the slither back. Once again is Shane Fives. Lays it off quickly, smartly, trying to get the pass out for Philip Bannon. Galway, working so hard, adopting that essential ingredient for success. Work, work, work. Waterford were doing it earlier. Now there's another bit of this stalemate just outside the D as such, and the referee has given another throw ball. Going to throw it in quickly. Knocked away on this occasion. Ball is flicked up high, and the ball is sent straight between the posts. What a score. Conor Cooney, 3rd point of the match for the St. Thomas's man. Took out is gathered brilliantly by David Burke, his clubmate. Umpires Jason Flynn. Listen to the roar of the Galway fans. Here's Flynn. Here's a point. And in the twinkle of an eye, in the space of a minute and a half, the game goes towards Galway and the West.
And Marty, we didn't get a chance to comment on the previous score. Conor Cooney, what a point. We've seen some unbelievable points by Galway. They haven't scored many goals this year. It's all big points. Scores. Great touch by Tiger Burke there again.
Long took out this time by Stephen O'Keefe. Gathered here by Kevin Moore. He's going for the score on the Galway 65-metre line. Is it going? No, it's not. Ball is wide. The pressure mounting on Waterford. Galway really have stepped up a gear.
Yeah, and look, a big call to start Jonathan Glynn in this game. Leave off Niall Burke. He's come on and scored 2. Jason Flynn has come on and scored 2. Conor Cooney has 3 from play. Joe with 2 from play. Joseph Cooney 2 from play. Cathal Mannion 2 from play. Great spread of scores across the Galway forward line. Shane Bennett hasn't scored, he's gone off. Jake Dillon didn't score. Brick Walsh didn't score. Austin Gleeson hasn't scored. And this is what's telling now.
Galway haven't scored a goal since the championship match against Dublin. But they have enough points on the board. Right now, they're 4 points in front. 7 minutes left in the All-Ireland final. History awaits. But can Waterford respond? Stephen O'Keefe going to take the free. Waterford going to make another change. Meanwhile, Stephen O'Keefe drops it in around the house. Maurice Shanahan is underneath it. They attack the ball. Maurice Shanahan somehow managed to gather it. Well, at least I thought he did, but he didn't. As Galway come away with it. Over first Johnny Cohn, stepping away from the challenge. Slither kicking it forward. Chasing after this is Noel Connors. With him is Mannion. Back outside. Where's Joe Canning? Joe Canning, beautiful skill. Beautiful, like a ballet dancer. Michael Flatley wouldn't do it on Riverdance. Joe Canning does it in Crook Park before 82,300, but the ball is wide.
Jason Flynn, I'm after praise now. He got a rush of blood there. He had all day to come down with that, take his time and stick it over the bar, or even go on with it. It was a brilliant piece of play. Look at that for a great catch. And he'll kick himself when he looks back at that one. He had all day then when he settled himself to put it over the bar. And you know, Galway, they probably need 1 or 2 more. They're not home yet.
Colin Dumford coming on for Jamie Barron, who'd given absolutely everything. But right now, that's the scoreboard just on your television screen. 25 points to 21. 25 points to 215.
Yeah.
Patrick Kern is coming on, another star forward, and the player that's going off is Kieran Bennett.
Yeah, they're going to push up, I think, man on man now, and Galway will get a lot of room here now inside in the full forward line, and will they get a goal chance?
Referee again wanting the puck out to be taken as the substitution. He's explaining that the substitution hadn't actually fully taken place. Stephen O'Keefe changes his mind and goes down towards the Cusack stand. Linesman indicates that it is a Waterford ball. 65.5 minutes. 29-year gap waits Micheál Donoghue and the people of Galway. Is it about to end? Austin Gleeson, capable of putting this over the bar. It's dropping in, it's dropping to the right and wide.
And just the last few chances, Marty, that Waterford had, you know, Kevin Moran had a great chance there earlier in the half, pucked it wide, he pucked another one wide. Austin Gleeson there, just at 4 or 5 when the pressure's really on, and Galway now just to be feeling one more point, you know, put them 5 up. It'll be very, very hard for Waterford to get back. 4, they're still in it.
Puck out by Colin Callanan. Shane Fives goes up for it, doesn't gather it cleanly. Gone back is Kevin Moran, trying to get away from Johnny Cohen. 2 against 1 here. Good work this time again by Brian O'Halloran. Brian O'Halloran is fouled. Like Jaburka, Clashmore man in the middle of the field. Waterford are not giving up, but they need a score badly.
They need a score. They're back to 3 if Pádraig Mahoney can put this over. That was great work by Brian O'Halloran. There was 2 Galway men around him. A little bit of hesitancy there from Garrod McInerney, and in popped O'Halloran, won the ball and won the free.
9 times he scored in this All-Ireland final. Hits it well. It's gone to the right and wide. When you think of Austin Gleeson's sideline cut, Pádraig Mahoney's free going wide, the momentum again swings to the west of Ireland. Can he produce something? He's thrown people like Colin Dunford, Maurice Shanahan, Tommy Ryan, Patrick Kern all on to try and change the trend, the tone of the game. Puck out, this time dropping deep into the Waterford half of the field. Knocked away on this occasion. Referee gets in the way. Conor Mannion chips it up, but comes instead for Austin Gleeson, being challenged by Conor Cooney, and the referee is giving a free to Waterford in the middle of the field.
The yellow card is, I think, for slapping across Austin Gleeson there.
Conor Cooney gets a yellow card. 68 minutes. 4 points between the teams. Pádraig Mahoney. All eyes from Waterford watching this as it sails between the posts for his 10th point of the match. And it's back to 3 points.
Yeah, and fair play to Pádraig Mahoney. He'd missed the previous one. He's had a brilliant game for Waterford and showed brilliant nerve there to put that one over the bar. Waterford still right in this. There's going to be 4 or 5 minutes injury time allowed for all the substitutions, so there's loads and loads of time for Waterford.
Shane Maloney is going to be introduced for the Galway captain, David Burke. Shane Maloney, who scored that winning point in the All-Ireland semi-final in 2015 against Tipperary. Very talented hurler. He waits for the ball as the slither is pucked down into the Waterford half. What a catch, Niall Burke. Well, I'm sure he was disappointed for being dropped for the starting 15 when Johnny Glenn got his place. But my word, Niall Burke has contributed since being introduced.
Absolutely brilliant, Martin. Yeah, it was a big call, but you can work it both ways. If Johnny Glynn had come on, he'd make a different sort of impact, but he wouldn't have that scoring threat that maybe Niall Burke has, and that, you know, obviously a little bit of pain being left off as well, and you can see that in the determination of both himself and Jason Flynn since they came in.
Once again, Joe Canning will concentrate on the free. Score of 8 points. Heading towards the 70th minute. The roar on Hill 16 says it all. 26 points, Galway. 2-16 Waterford. Back to 4 points again. 4 minutes of additional time. 4 minutes for glory. 4 minutes for history. This match is historic in every sense, as I said at the beginning, with a capital H. It's a free in for Waterford. Can they produce something as we are now gone past the 70th minute?
Yeah, and I think we praised Fergal Horgan. He was having a great game. I think that free looked very harsh to me. Again, I thought it was good defending by the Galway lads. They had their arms out, they were disciplined, and he gave the free a bit of a Hail Mary, I think, been said there. Pádraig Mahoney, he'll know there's a few minutes left. He'll just stick this over the bar and bring it back to 3. And when it's 3 points, you're right there.
Pádraig Mahoney. This is his 11th point of the match. Now, 70 minutes, 49 seconds. Derek McGrath knows with a 3-point game, they have a chance. Can they produce something? Urging from the Cusick, from the Hogan, from the Davin, from the Nally. Hearts and hopes of the people of Waterford and Galway await patiently, the heart pumping. Once again we've stalemate just inside the Waterford half of the field. Ty DeBurka trying to scoop it up. Referee says there was a pull. It's a free for Waterford. If you thought the tension was bad around 3:30, trust me, at 2 minutes past 5, it's almost unbearable.
Well, this is going to land right in on the edge of the small square.
Austin Gleeson dropping it in, just to the right of the post. Marshannon can't control it. Ball is wide.
It's a mortal sin, tucking that wide. It had to be landed in around the square.
They can hardly watch until they see themselves on the screen here in Crookback.
I don't know what he's laughing about.
Ball dropping down into the Waterford half. Gone forward is Conor Cooney. Cuts it in, but the ball is wide. 6 wide in the match for Galway.
Yeah, he's out around the middle of the field. David Burke's legs were gone, I'd say.
Ball gathered by Gerard McInerney. McInerney steps forward. What an athlete. Just like his dad. Giving it out for his Aidan Hart. Under a little bit of pressure. There's nobody home except Dara Fives. Gathers it. Has the time to look around, see who's available. Colin Dumford. It's the last charge. 1.5 minutes left. Still Colin Dumford. Pull of the jersey. Referee says play on. Shane Fives steps inside. Can they produce something out of this? Ball over to the far side. There's a little jink. There's a bullet of a shot. Stopped on this occasion. Dahi Burke lays it off for John Hanbury. Pushing forward is Tommy Ryan. John Hanbury gathers it. Ball bobbling all over the place. Out comes Pádraig Mannion. Mannion bursting forward, looking for the free. Lays it off, and the ball is flicked into the Waterford half of the field. And they'll try again. Try once more. Niall Burke with Ty DeBurka. Ball is loose and available. Referee's whistle is blown. It's a free up for Waterford. Conor Cooney didn't hear the whistle. Neither did I, to be honest with you, but I was able to see the referee indicate it's a free to Waterford.
Yeah, a little bit of a clash of legs there, and Galway trying to hold it. This will be Waterford's last chance. Great passage of play there. Just watch here, just a little pull back. Can they get a ball in? Can they get a chance to draw it?
73 minutes, 48 seconds, 12 seconds left in the All-Ireland final. Can you bear to watch? Can you hear the roar? Because it's coming all the way from the west of Ireland. Are they about to win the All-Ireland hurling title for the first time in 29 years? They've won the Alliance League. They've won the Leinster Championship. We're on 74. That's the magic number. Wherever you are right now, Tony Keady, I know you're smiling, because Galway will rejoice like never before. Is the famine over?
It's over!
Galway are the All-Ireland champions 2017. Can you believe it? The heroes of 1988, Sylvie Levan, Conor Hayes, Pete Finnerty, Tony Keady, Michael Coleman, Joe Cooney, Pat Malone, Anthony Cunningham, Hopper McGrath, Brendan Linsky. They have now in Galway got new heroes that begins with Colm Callanan and ends with Carl Mannion. Joe Canning, who has served his county well, finally wins an All-Ireland medal.
Marty, unbelievable, and just Tony Keady, Marty, I have such time for the man, and I'm trying to keep, that half time there, but looking at the piece on him there. It's so heartbreaking for him and his family, and it's just, look, whether it was Waterford or Galway today, what it means to both those counties. I'm looking over here at John Milan. He's heartbroken, and I'm heartbroken for the people of Waterford, but I'm delighted for the people of Galway, and that's always the way it was going to be today. And
well said.
What an occasion.
I know, Mike,
what an emotional day. It's a very emotional day.
I have to say, it's been some match. The full-time score in Croke Park, Galway 26 points, Waterford 2 goals 17. Back in 1980, the great Joe McDonough, another great Galway man, sang here on the steps of the Hogan stand, the West away. So no matter where you are, in Baha, Gort, Loughrea, Ballinasloe, New Inn, Ahaspra, Fohenna, Oranmore, Mary, Gort, Tullamore, wherever you are, you can now rejoice because Galway are the All-Ireland champions. The West is truly awake, like it was when the great late Joe McDonough sang it here.
Yeah, Martin, they did it with great style in the second half. The first half was cagey, as we thought it would be. Galway had a great start. Waterford got a goal against the run of play to keep them in it. But in the second half, David Burke, Joseph Cooney in the first half, Niall Burke, Cathal Mannion, Conor Cooney, Jason Flynn, some brilliant scores and some heroic defending. And Waterford, brilliant year for them, but they're going to be just, I just can't describe how disappointed they're going to be. It's been such a long wait. It's heartbreaking for them, but it's Galway's day. We have to give the credit where credit is due. They were there in 15, they were there in 12 in a replay, and Micheál Donoghue came in and probably just added that little bit extra, brought that man management style, gave the players more responsibility. They responded, and look at great year for them. They were the most consistent team all year. They've won the league, they've won the Leinster Championship, and now they've won the All-Ireland. So congrats to Galway, and look at heartfelt commiseration to Waterford. A great team, great sportsman, and Brick Walsh, maybe the last time we'll see him out here. Brilliant man, brilliant player, but it doesn't define you as a player when you have an Ireland medal. Great players that played for Waterford over years, and Joe Canning, you mentioned him there, he's done so much over the last 10 years for Galway, so there's no laying out in the field hugging him, emotional for them all, so well done Galway.
It's a wonderful day, and there's the sport of hurling as Dan Shanahan, Dan the man, is out there. John Milan working on the radio here beside us. He's emotional, and I can understand that. And Waterford have contributed to a significant and wonderful match here in Croke Park, and while it's heartbreak for them, they can certainly look forward to the future. But right now, the day belongs to Galway. 1988, Dr. Paddy Hillary was President of Ireland. Charles J. Hoy was Taoiseach. Ray Houghton was putting the ball in the England net for Ireland in Stuttgart. And indeed, in July 1988, a baby boy was born in Crumlin, and his name was Conor McGregor. That was way back in 1988. That was when Galway last won the All-Ireland. So wherever you are in the world, if you're in Perth, New York, San Francisco, wherever, Taiwan, you've got to appreciate that in Galway they love their hurling. And right now they're celebrating because the famine, as I said, is finally over.
Yeah, and Marty, I think important to say the players in Galway made a big call, and at the time I thought Anthony Cunningham was harshly treated, but they felt there was something else needed. Micheál Donoghue, Francis Ford, a brilliant coach Seth Ryan is my home club to win the Offaly Senior Hurling Championship last year for the first time in 26 years. And look at the minors out there as well, Marty. To win the minor senior double, that minor team wasn't really fancied at the start of the year, but they beat Cork in the great final here beforehand. So great day for Galway hurling, and great day for Micheál Donoghue, for the management team, and for everyone associated with Galway.
Galway All-Ireland champions 1923, 1980, 1987, 1988, and now today 2017. President of Ireland Michael D. Higgins, he'll know only too well what this will mean to the people of Galway. Proud Galway man today with strong Clare and Limerick roots. As the Galway fans celebrate, Saw Doctors N17 they'll all be singing in Galway. From now until Christmas, let me assure you that Galway is officially open to be the greatest place on earth for parties and festivals and celebrations.
Absolutely, and look, that David Burke, I don't know who that is, heading up with David Burke. St. Thomas, as you mentioned, a small club, won an All-Ireland club here a few years ago with his dad, with 5 brothers on the panel. I think it's a savage day for everybody involved. But the forwards for Galway won it today, Marty. The spread of scores, we said that before.
And the substitutions, Mike.
Yeah, but Pádraig Mahoney got 5 from play. Brick Walsh got 1. From their starting forwards, that's all they got from play. And 2 subs got a point each. Whereas Galway's subs, Jason Flynn, 2 from play. Niall Burke, 2 from play. Joe, 2 from play. Joseph Cooney, 2 from play. Conor Cooney, 3 from play. Mannion, 2 from play.
Let's hear the president, coming Lucas Gael, Egon O'Farrell, as he presents the Liam McCarthy will spend the winter and the spring down in the West. First Cavan man to be president of the GA. He has the honour and indeed this historic moment to present Liam McCarthy to the Galway captain.
Wherever you are watching this fantastic festival of Irish folk and heritage. Best wishes to Waterford. We have no doubt that you will contribute much more to the game of hurling in the years to come. You had a wonderful year of as much as which of the days that much of the last result in working hurling all life. Tá curtains Liam McCarthy in Dul Trasna na Shania, Honda Galia Irish. Agus don Hinder Euro Milan Ligan up to a Sahab. Agus don Cuiga Flean, Ton Cuiga Ur, Ton Curtshaw Hagularash, Gumwincher na Galia, Agus Tom Surum Sanish, and Curtshaw of Rono. Our captain from the St. Thomas's Club, captain of Galway, David Burke.
This is it. They've waited 29 years. Egon O'Farrell presents the Liam McCarthy to David Burke. Galway are All-Ireland champions 2017. What a moment. History before your eyes. Emotional, spiritual. This is hurling. This is what it means.
Augtar on the Heron, Augtar na Lucas Gael, Agus Gohara, na Winter na Galliva. It's more than I'm done. McCarthy, a Glocker, son, Fern na Galliva. We waited 29 long years, but finally, Liam McCarthy's coming back to the West.
Micheál Donoghue.
It's an absolute
hugs Margaret Keady, wife of the late Tony Keady, who's here with her family.
And to be part of that tradition now is absolutely massive for me. I suppose the most special thing about GAA 15 years ago, I was a 12-year-old lifting a cup for St. Thomas's down Nathanrye. And the special thing about the GAA is when you can have dreams like this, and when dreams come true on days like this in September, and you get up there and you lift the cup for your county. None of this will be able to happen without these bunch of lads that are standing down the steps before me on my left. They're absolutely serious bunch of guys. The management team that have been put in place behind them, absolutely massive as well. But the work, commitment that they put in, not only this year, but over the last number of years, to get the reward today is just for them. Also, it would be amiss of me not to mention players, past management that have gone down through the last 29 years, who put blood, sweat, tears into trying to get up these steps. And this is for everyone from Galway. This is for clubs. This is for family. This is for people of Galway. I can't let the day pass. 29 years ago, this man got man of the match in the All-Ireland final in 1988. It would be amiss of me not to mention his name, the great Tony Keating. To Tony's wife Margaret, children Shannon, Anthony, Jake and Harry, we hope that lifting the cup today will give you some solace from your grief, if only for a few seconds. One other person that I can't let today pass without mentioning. He was soldiering with us for years, good friend of mine, first cousin of Conor Whelan. He passed away in 2014. Niall Donoghue. We'll never forget him. We'll remember him today. We'll give a small shout out to the Chariot and Pieta House who are doing great work for people that are in, I suppose, depression, and hopefully they'll help many more. The next man I want to mention, we rarely, well, sometimes we see eye to eye, sometimes we didn't, but I have to say, the team he brought in around him, this year and last year, absolutely serious team he brought in, backroom team. This man, you have to give him the biggest round of applause of the day, Micheál Donoghue. The backroom team, the next two lads, Francis Ford and Noel Larkin, the selectors, they put in massive work. Serious guys on and off the field. The greatest characteristic about them is they're just great people to have around, great people to work with. Our coach, strength and conditioning, Lucas, he has us in serious shape. His attention to detail is second to none. Our medical team, Ian O'Connor, Dave Hanley, Alan Daly, Orla Armstrong. I mean, for them to put up the likes of us over the last couple of years, we thank them today. Other members that deserve huge mention: Damien Joyce, Dave Morris, Chris O'Connor, the goalkeeping coach, our kit men, Derek Ford, Rory McGurn, Adrian Silver, and the great Tex Callahan. Also Maeve, our nutritionist, Kieran Cosgrove, and Owen and the crew at Feed the Pulse. We'd like to thank them as well. A special mention as well, a good friend of mine over the last number of years since I came on the panel. Been working with him closely, Mike Larkin. We owe you a huge, I suppose, debt. The work, you made things so much easier over the last couple of weeks. Along with yourself, Pat Kearney, John Hines, John McGann, we'd like to thank you as well. The next group of people I'd like to thank, I'm echoing the words of all my fellow panel mates, our family, the wives, the girlfriends, the people who put up with us day in, day out. We'd like to thank them massively from the bottom of our hearts, especially my own mother and father, who have, I suppose, got me to this stage, and I hold a huge debt of gratitude towards them as well. Thanks very much. And finally, the 16th men were the supporters from Galway, and this is for you! Just a couple of more people I'd like to thank: the sponsors of the championship, Littlewood, Sportgosh Energy, Sintra, especially our own sponsor, Supermax, Pat and Una McDonough, who soldiered with the county, put in massive support financially over the last 29 years, and for them to get their award today is massive, and I'd like to thank them from the bottom of my heart as well. I'd also like to thank the officials, referee, the linesmen, the umpires, the fourth officials, all the lads that made this possible today. Also the local media, Galway, good friend of mine, Niall, Sean Walsh, I'd like to thank them. And lastly, I suppose, to Waterford, I have massive respect for the management, for the players, for Kevin. Clare Brass Portugal will be on, August by law, Elagov, lads. We'll have another day again. You're a young team, you're an up-and-coming team, and you'll be back. And I'd won't like to meet you again. 3 cheers to Waterford. Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! Welcome back to the West Leave That County.